Well, I think that's where consumers, where listeners of this podcast, like everybody has a say when it comes to and can actually make an impact when it comes to making America healthy again.
Yeah.
Truly, like this is not something that's going to come from the top down.
Yeah.
Like this is a bottom up. This should be a bottom up movement. And I think by voting with your money, provided you can afford it comfortably, of course, for brands that are doing things better, eating in restaurants that are, swapping out the crappy low quality oils for better oils. I think that's all, it's not like French fries fried in tallow are suddenly going to make America healthy again. But it's like now we have primal kitchens available to us because there's been consumer demand for it. And these are better products than the condiment makers have given us in for previous decades. So I'm a fan.
I really hope. I mean, I can't even believe that in politics we're talking about making America healthy again. I really am. I'm a little sad that it's become so political, though, only because I feel like there's a lot of resistance to it if you're not aligned with the Conservative Party. And that makes me sad as a nutritionist and as a mom, because I think the whole goal is to rally behind brands that are doing better work, have better boundaries for your kids at school, look into the formula market and say, yeah, we shouldn't be giving our children corn syrup solids as their first food. Like, of course. How can we get behind, how can we pull back the curtain? How can we make things healthier? And how can we honestly, depoliticize make America healthy again? Because the reality is this is your president, and this is RFK is the secretary, and he's here to make changes, and we should be excited about that.
Amen. Yeah.
Like, we really truly should. And just to think about our children's health and put all of that aside to say, yeah, let's demand better. Let's get the dyes out of the food. Let's get the sugar out of the food. Let's stop making food so addictive that it's like a drug. Because I can tell you, whether it's my children, their friends at a birthday party, or adult clients that I have who have such strong addictions to and food memories with their, Flamin' Hot Cheetos or their sugary coffee drink at Starbucks. And it's just a bummer, you know, because they hijack the brain, and it doesn't put our children or the American population at an advantage. It puts us at a disadvantage. And so getting back to whole foods and upping your protein and making foods at home, it really makes a difference in your life. And I know it's not rocket science, but it's consistency and commitment over time. So I would say for anyone looking to change body composition for summer, because that's what we'll bring it back to the theme of the show. It really, I would say the biggest levers you can pull would be starting to lift, to put a little muscle mass on your body, and supporting the muscle mass, the protein synthesis with leucine-rich proteins, complete proteins. And even if all you do is focus on that first meal of the day and knocking down 50 to 60 grams of protein, let's just focus on one habit at a time. Because when it comes to actual changes when I see positive changes in someone's life, they haven't said, I'm going to change everything. I'm going to do a cleanse. I'm going to do a diet. They take one or two things and they add, I'm going to add working out 3 days a week and lifting. I'm going to adding, 4 to 6 ounces of grass-fed beef or salmon or protein, complete protein to my first meal of the day. I'm just going to see what happens. And then it's easy. It becomes so much easier when the food noise is gone. And that's why people quick fix with semaglutide, because they're not thinking about food, but we can do it with food. And so I would encourage people to do that and try that first. It's also a lot more affordable.
Yeah, it's ask yourself before reaching for the shot, have you ever tried to incrementally increase your protein intake?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to actually eat a high protein diet?
And most people haven't.
2 eggs for breakfast is not enough.
Yeah.
That's 12 grams of protein.
Most people haven't. And when I have clients journal and actually track the food that they're eating, on average, women are getting less than 60 grams of protein a day. And that's not getting you, even creatine, when we look at creatine, which is present in animal protein, or our body synthesizes it from arginine, glycine, and methionine. Basically, like arginine and glycine come together, they make GAA, it's methylated by methionine, and then all of a sudden you have creatine. And creatine can be used to support ATP or energy production. Well, it's like you have to eat 8 to 10 ounces of animal protein to get that 1 to 2 grams of creatine, and most women aren't there. Like they're getting their, salad at the salad bar and getting the chicken on top, and it's 3 ounces. And we're just not meeting their demand and the need to, one, have that energy or even just have that satiety. So take a minute, journal how you're eating, 3 to 5 days, write down what, even if you're guessing and you're looking, you're like, that looks like about 3 ounces, or if the menu where you purchase the food tells you, like, write it down, count up those grams, and that would be the only thing I'd count, like how much protein you're getting, because I can guarantee you that you're severely under eating.
How do you feel about egg whites? Whenever I go shopping for my weekly grocery haul, like I'm always putting a carton of egg whites, like pre-separated into my shopping cart.
Yeah.
I love whole eggs, but as I've mentioned, you're getting 6 grams of protein in a 70-calorie package. Like I'll routinely scramble like 2 or 3 whole eggs, but then I'll add in 2 to 3 servings of egg whites from the carton for an extra 10 to 15 grams of protein.
Well, that's a great way to increase protein efficiency from eggs. Like I have no problem with that. It does kind of remind me of college, I'm not going to lie. But it is, if you love eggs and that's the way that you're getting more protein, great. And if you're like not into egg whites, but you want to add like some chicken sausage or some leftover protein from the night before, don't be stuck in a breakfast box. That's what I would say. A lot of times, obviously, like we talked about, animal protein is going to be more protein efficient, but adding those egg whites is gonna make that scramble way more dense in protein. So
you know what I started adding to my scrambles? I did an analysis a couple years ago where I looked at all of the different cheeses available to us, and I discovered that Parmesan is like the protein shake of the cheese world. Like it's got the highest proportion of protein. And for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe this is more common like in Italy among Italians, but I just intuitively, I never thought to put Parmesan on eggs, like on a scramble. Like for me, it's like mozzarella or like cheddar or whatever. Yeah. Even American cheese. I don't know who does that, but I feel like I had that at some point growing up.
Pull it out of the plastic.
Yeah, it's so processed.
No, thanks.
I mean, they make like Organic Valley, I think, makes like a good American.
Very American.
But yeah, so I started buying shredded Parmesan, and it's so good on eggs. And you're just adding in 1 serving of Parmesan, it's like 10 to 11 additional grams of protein.
Look at you.
Of delicious.
We're just now everyone listening can have their scramble because they've just added 10 to 15 grams of their egg whites and 10 to 15 grams of their Parmesan, and that Parmesan is so salty and delicious, and it's lower in lactose. So when you think about cheeses that like buffalo mozzarella that's kind of milky, you can see like, oh yeah, there's almost like a milk byproduct in it that's going to be higher in that milk sugar, lactose, be harder to digest. If you move to those like Italian hard cheeses, I'm all for it.
Yeah, protein loaded. Mm-hmm. You can also, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you can mix a little bit of collagen into your eggs.
Okay.
Like, assuming you're scrambling them, which is, I do that pretty much every morning these days.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the flavor or texture at all.
Never done it, but
yeah, it's good. I mean,
it dissolves pretty well in most anything. It seems like hot cup of coffee, hot eggs. That makes sense.
Exactly. Hey, if you liked that video, you need to check out this one here, and I'll see you there.